Hey, all. I know it's been another small break, but I can explain. Well, today's Wednesday, so the last 5 days, not counting today, Kim and I we took 5 kids. We have 5 kids. One of ours wasn't able to go, so we did get a fill in, of course, which is pretty typical for us. We get stragglers all the time. But, anyways, spring break for many of you, and, for Kim and I. We were able to leave town Friday midday, went to Bend, went to Central Oregon for a long weekend, got home Tuesday night, and today's obviously Wednesday as I record this. So, thus the mini hiatus. I probably could have recorded up there. I didn't do a whole lot of work, to be honest, but we did enjoy time with our kids. And for those of you that have what I would maybe say older kids, we have a couple that are college age and then a couple that are, sophomores in high school. As they get older, it gets harder to get everybody locked in and tracked together. So even though it was Bend and it wasn't super fancy, we just kind of enjoyed each other's company and some great food, had some fun. Did the axe throwing up there. Uh, did some miniature golf out at the Eagle Crest Golf Course, the outdoor course that they have, which is fun. I'm trying to think. Walked around downtown, of course. You could see my Central Oregon hoodie. So, anyways, enough about that. That's not why you tune into this video. Uh, I suppose the biggest news to lead off with, maybe Oregon women's basketball. Kelly Graves adds Sienna guard Selena Mevius. I hope it's Mevius, could be Mevius, but anyways, she was the MAAC Defensive Player of the Year as a sophomore. She has multiple years left that she could play at Oregon. She's coming into what would be her junior year, and it's kind of nice to see Kelly Graves getting the ball rolling. With the transfer portal window. Can't imagine that this is the only one or the last one, that he targets or that he lands because let's be real, he's got some work to do with that roster. After what happened this past season, so that's a good start. Obviously, a super strong defensive presence. So we'll see where he goes from there. On the men's basketball transfer front, I'm going to be honest. I don't follow basketball in great detail like I do football. You can ask me about a recruit in football, and I'm probably going to know something right off the top of my head. With basketball, I don't. But I don't recall the transfer portal window in basketball being as insane as it is this year, which is a good thing for Dana Altman. There was a story on 3 today talking about the Sweet 16 teams that remain, and basically all of them but Duke are starting at least one transfer. So I mean, it is the new era in basketball. Of course, if you do need to recruit. I think the way Dana Altman has done it, which is filling needs with transfers and continuing to recruit, is probably the best way. But it looks like there's the nucleus there for a team, for Altman next year. But I think he's going to have to hit the transfer portal hard, probably for 2 guys that he believes can start and help this team, and then probably another, maybe at least one, maybe 2 transfers for depth purposes. So guys that you expect to be a 6 man or a key contributor, or a guy that you would trust to come in off the bench if you get an injury, which we know happens. That's how I see him playing it. The big name right now is Belmont star Cade Tyson. His Oregon's been linked to him. A number of schools. He's probably going to be the hot name in the transfer portal window. That's just one name to throw out. Yeah, I think Oregon can go a lot of ways here, and it'll be interesting to see how that shapes up. Now, football recruiting, which I do know a lot better. Oregon did lose a longtime wide receiver commit, Adrian Wilson, out of Texas. He decommitted Tuesday late afternoon. Had been committed to Oregon since late July. Been really quiet. Hadn't visited Oregon in the 2024 calendar year yet, which is a little bit telling. Dallas Wilson's already visited and has a return visit already planned. The other wide receiver commit Oregon has that everybody's chasing. He's going to be hard to hang on to, but Oregon will do what they can there. With Adrian Wilson, you kind of seen his stock kind of just plummet little by little so far in the rankings. Every time continues to go down. So I think just maybe that was a decision to for everybody to go mutual ways, and figure it out from there. If you're Oregon, you're in great shape. I wrote an article about it, but it had at least 5, 6, 7 names on it that Oregon's recruiting at wide receiver. I've got a prediction in for 4-star receiver Cooper Perry out of Arizona. I've had that prediction in since January. Seems like the Ducks are in a great spot there. I've also had a prediction in for Isaiah Mosey out of Missouri, number one player out of the state of Missouri. Oregon's been recruiting him. He's already visited this year. I've got a prediction to Oregon for him as well. That's just a couple. Of course, we know about 5-star wide receiver DeCarrion Moore, the LSU commit that has visited Oregon this year and remains in touch with the Ducks. So they're fine. Adrian Wilson, great player. Hopefully finds a home that he likes. And for Oregon, it's March. No need to panic. Not to mention worst case, absolute worst case, the transfer portal window for wide receivers is usually very fruitful. So if you have to go that route, I mean, look, Oregon was able to pull in Evan Stewart, and he technically has multiple years left if that's what he decides to do. So not a bad option there as well. Other thing I'll touch on briefly here to end this is spoke with quarterback Keelan Russell out of Texas. He goes to Duncanville High School. He's a 4-star. His ranking's really easy to remember. He's the 111th ranked player and the 11th ranked quarterback, right? A lot of ones in those numbers, but yeah. So anyways, he tells me that he's been in touch with Oregon. Oregon has been by the school, and he's planning on visiting the Ducks. Of course, the Ducks do have Akili Smith Jr. committed. I don't think there's any issues. They don't want to separate from him in any way. I think this is just, Oregon being just very careful and methodical and making sure that, you know, they have enough quarterbacks because let's face it, that's the most important position. So that's all for now. I'll get back into doing things more routinely so I don't have so much to go over in one video every day, but hopefully I'll be back tomorrow and we can talk more Ducks. Thank you.